ended up opposites attracting 17 years later. And that all worked out. So that's all I remember is that I hated treading water. Maybe perhaps, Mom, you know a little bit more about
and I knew them a year before.
So yeah, we met at that point, and then we were in classes together all throughout kindergarten through senior year. We were always kind of around the same friend groups, but never very close friends ourselves.
Yeah.
And so all throughout I always knew her as Taylor Twiddell. I remember these things vividly. She was the goody two shoes all the time, still is, but in a great way. I understand it now. She was always one I was like, she's just the teacher's favorite, isn't she? And she was the teacher that I was not as fond of in kindergarten.
This man, we'll name names.
Is actually, well, we can. Is
name names
actually
now.
the wife of the person who we used to be part of Jeff's firm, Mr. Man. Mr. Man. And they actually got Jeff and Sharon together, and so she will be at the wedding.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, which is a very funny turn of events. But Taylor was one of
You
her
really liked
favorites,
Mr. Man.
obviously.
Yeah.
So all throughout schooling, we were friends, kind of adjacent, and so I had dated a couple people beforehand. We don't need to talk about them. But coming up into senior year, I had just broken up with this girl, and I was thinking, well, it's my second semester of the senior year. I'm not going to start dating anybody until college.
That's what Joe said that to me. He's like, oh, I really have this thing for Taylor. She's so beautiful. And I was like, and he goes, but I'm not dating anyone because I'm going to college. I was like, okay, let's see how that works out.
Yes.
Love, and I
It worked
said,
out terribly, but also wonderfully.
but I said, love will take its own path.
Yes.
Good luck with that.
And so we had started talking, as the kids say, when we were at the high school Disney trip, where we all go to Disney and we performed there, and we were walking after this fireworks show. We were just talking about different stuff, and then we had started like Snapchatting each other every single day. We did that for 1,800, like 1,000 days, almost 1,000 days, which was crazy.
When you
But
say Snapchat,
every single the pictures.
Date now?
What's that?
Is that how you date?
Maybe it's how you used to, but not. I don't think it's cool with the kids anymore. Either way,
I think it is again, actually.
it is again.
They're coming
But
back.
they were trying to do a
So it wasn't
streak.
cool for a while? 'Cause-
Aunt Molly, they were doing
But either way, we had been
Trying
talking
not
like
to
this
miss
for a few months, and then I asked her to prom, and she said yes, and I was very excited about that. And I took her to prom. We weren't dating yet.
and sure.
Yeah, it convinced me. I said I will start dating somebody. That sounds great. And so then we did start dating just shortly after, May 19th.
Yeah.
And we continued ever since. We were in the same math class before we started dating, and I sat behind her every day, and I would just kick her chair a little bit. She'd turn around and say, was that you? I say, no, that wasn't me. I don't know who that was, but hey, how's it going? Just to get her attention. It was intentional, by the way. I think you sussed that out.
Yeah.
So that's how we started dating after that, and then about 5 or 6 years almost later, here we are. I proposed to her right there, just in December, last month. This is how it was. We were right here, so Ollie helped out a lot with that.
I love that.
Yes, it was very cute. She was hiding in the bathroom with a camera, taking pictures of us.
Alexandra was.
Taylor had no idea. So
Is the bathroom right there?
yeah, right, that one right there. So I had told her, I left a note in her apartment over my lunch break, and I said, get dressed up, we're going out tonight, and that was all the hints that I gave. And so I picked her up from her place, and I told her that we were on the way to where we were going, and I said, oh my God, I forgot. I have to take Ollie's dog out. I totally promised her I would do that a week ago, but I completely forgot about that, which is how I convinced her to get over here. And so she was just like, okay, he would definitely forget to do that until the very last minute. I will always do it, but classic me. And so we got here, and there was a key under the mat, and I was like, oh, they're not here. I'm just dog sitting for Ollie. And then I opened the door, and if you all know Leo, he's the kind of guy who will run up at you at the door and greet you, and he didn't. He wasn't here. Amir had taken him out on a walk, I think. And yes. And so it was silent, and Taylor's like, where's Leo? I'm like, I don't know, maybe he went upstairs, and he's like hiding for some reason. They walked upstairs, there's like, lights are all low, there's music playing. She said, there's music playing? I said, yeah, they just play music for their dogs sometimes. It doesn't get lonely. Which,
True, actually.
it's NPR, actually.
Usually radio.
So I wasn't lying about that. that. And then we came in here and Ollie had helped out so much, and I had the vision she executed. There were pictures of us strung up along this mantle. There were rose petals on the table.
Oh my God!
And it was beautiful. Her ring hadn't come in yet. She knew that though. And so
That's why she was surprised, because
That's why
the
she was
ring.
surprised. Yeah, it's part of it. And so what I had is I had a rose in a box, like a kind of glass and gold box that I got down on one knee. Well, she walked up here and she was just kind of like standing around. She didn't notice the pictures of us on the mantle. And so I said, oh, what are those pictures over there? And then she said, hold on. And then I am already on one knee over there with the little box open. And she is just so shocked.
So
So we
romantic.
got together, and then Ollie came out, and then Amir came back with Leo, and we just had a little glass of champagne. Then we went to Brasserie over in the Central West End for dinner, and it was lovely. So that's
What about the story when you went to Quincy and asked Jeff and Sharon to come with you?
Oh, that's a great one too. Yeah, so I had always wanted to ask Taylor's parents, of course, for permission to marry Taylor, and so I went down to Quincy one day and I had arranged, I think it was a pretty obvious thing of saying, hey, come with me, this week on a Monday, even though I live 2 hours away. And so, yeah, we went and we just had the dinner, the three of us at Tiramisu in Quincy. It was a lovely 2-hour dinner. It was great. I came into Quincy, had dinner with. So, let me preface this, and I say this to everybody. I never get better service at Tiramisu in Quincy than when I am with the Tweedle. It is absurd. You walk in, there's prosciutto on the table. There is wine on the table. The waiter knows your name. The guy goes like, right this way. He's the owner. And so I get there, and already the owner and the servers know something's up. They say table for 4, and they say no, just the 3 of us tonight.
And
so,
they looked at each other and they went,
yeah.
and Joe's face got red, and I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, just reading the situation.
Yes. And so we get sat, and then they're serving it, and then I asked the question, and it went wonderfully. And then Steve, their regular waiter, comes up and he's like, I knew something was wrong. Like, I knew that it was just the 4 of you, that'd be fine, but it's just the 3 of you tonight. Like, I knew something was up, and he kind of hinted at, he knew what was going on, that I was asking them the question.
Oh,
so I got the formal introduction to all the staff at Tiramisu. I talked to Ilya and Roberto and Steve. And the thing is, I've been going there since I was a kid too.
Right.
I was never introduced to them until you guys. Great connections. But yeah, it's wonderful to be a part of your family now, joining it soon. I'm happy to have you in mine. Thank you all also for coming here and listening to me talk about how we met. It's great to have you all, my friends, my family. It's lovely, and I love you all. Thank you all.
I love you the most.
Oh, there it is. That's the one. You got it. This is us at prom. Pass it around. Back when we were but children. Mom's getting a video of the picture. That's right.
Oh, that's sad.
I know, a long
Look at that
time
dress.
coming.
That is like,
This is us at prom.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh, that dress.
It was 6 years ago.
Whoa.
Almost to the day. So let me go back.
College together?
No. So we actually did long distance for 4 years. She went to school in Oklahoma City, and then I went to school at SLU. And so it was 4 long years of long distance. She got a job here after college.
Woo.
And then we were finally in the same city together.
Yeah.
For the very first time.
Because you both graduated at the same time?
Same time.
And you
Yeah.
decided to be at St. Louis?
Yeah.
Wow.
I stuck around and she joined.
That's a
Wow.
I know. How could you not?
That goes on the mantle.
I know.
That's a great story, guys.
Yeah, that was a good story. Sure.
yay.
Your version is the same?
Good question, Tony.
Put her in a separate room and ask her the same question. See if the answer goes the same.
It's funny because I remember a boy who did not like to tread water.
It's me.
But I didn't realize it was you.
I hated it. Still did.
No, he was not a water boy. It's PTSD. It's
Joe
my.
used to wear goggles in the shower.
Yeah.
I did forgot to shower for a long time. Oh yeah, I was
Sometimes I would take a shower.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in there without goggles. Water right in your face.
Okay, I will only say one thing. It's because I went to a garage sale and got a double stroller, and because it was defective.
Hey, I'm fine.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
All right.
Great. That is great.
Thank you so much.